Welcome to the Master Plumbers CEO update. I've got quite a big update to run through around the COVID changes. And this is really about business continuity for your team and your workers. So as you'll be aware, we're now at level red and we're in phase 2. Now there's some key changes for the industry that you need to be aware of. Last week, on Friday, we put out a stop press outlining how you can apply for a critical worker status. Now it is our recommendation in Master Plumbers that you assess your criteria and you do apply for critical worker status. The reason you do that is because there is key essential work that our industry undertakes for New Zealand consumers, and that is water, waste and gas safety. Now all consumers need to have that as an essential service, and if you're doing any part of that work for the New Zealand Inc., you should be applying for critical worker status. Now what critical worker status does, it gives you access to rapid antigen testing and allows you to return to work for critical work earlier than a stand down period. If you're a close contact under the current COVID-19 rules, there is now a 7-day home isolation period. For critical workers, with a rapid antigen test coming through as negative, you can return to work straight away. Now what I want to be really clear on is there is not going to be an unlimited supply of rats available for the whole industry. They're going to limit them for just critical work. So I think it's really important for business continuity that you're also able to source rats from other industry players. We're aware that both Myco's and Plumbing World will receive good stocks of rapids in the next week or two. Now those delivery dates are a bit fluid at the moment, but we will update that on our website and through our news streams as soon as they get deliveries in the branches. So just run that through again. We're in COVID level red and we're in phase 2. That means close contacts have to isolate for 7 days unless you're a critical worker. Our recommendation is look for that application and make your application through the Business Connect site, and we've got a really good video to step that through. If you're working in a case where there is a positive COVID case or a close contact, you are going to have to lift the level of PPE requirements and make sure there isn't any contact with a homeowner or property owner or tenanted property. That means that an N95 mask is really our recommendations, proper PPE including gloves, and the disposal of PPE after the job is completed. We're going to put some guidelines on this link which outlines some key requirements that the government has talked about to make sure that you're working in a safe environment when you're dealing with either a COVID positive case or a close contact. Look, I know there's a lot to work through, but we're here for advice. You can ring any of our team at Master Plumbers and we'll talk you through this criteria. So just on some other updates, we have a slight issue that's occurring in the Hastings area of Hawke's Bay, and that's with hot water cylinder failure rates. Now they've peaked to quite a high level. At the moment we're liaising with both the key suppliers and the council to try and get to the bottom of what is occurring. We haven't had all the information that we require at the moment, but in the interim, our recommendation is not to replace hot water cylinders with copper and use other alternatives. We will provide you with some more information once we get some analysis from the breakdown of the water and also the effects that it's having on those hot water cylinders. I'm also pleased to announce that we've commenced a pilot for self-verification, and we're working with MB, a local consultancy firm, Master Plumbers obviously, and Hamilton, Tauranga and Christchurch to look at a rollout of a pilot scheme for self-verification. Now this has been an advocacy project for Master Plumbers for some time, but we're really pleased we're getting some traction with this, and it's really key for us to support the industry. With the growth of the construction sector going through the roof, we need to make sure that we can speed up the consenting process and also inspections that occur on the ground. So I'll keep you updated on the project, but we're really excited and we've already had the first meeting and we're getting some great traction across all those councils. As you know, we're in a construction boom and that's been great for the industry, but also it's put on labour restraints across our sector to incredibly high levels. I am pleased to announce that the apprentice numbers were up 60% in 2021, which is a great result for our industry. That has also put some problems, particularly around block courses and the restraints around that, due mainly to COVID and the growth in the sector. We are looking at many means that we can speed up the block courses, including some of the theory going online, but we'll keep you updated as we progress with skills in the transition that we're working through with the WDC. On other news, I'm really pleased that government and the Prime Minister has committed to a green hydrogen strategy, and this is great news for the gas sector. We've also seen some really good initiatives coming out from the biogas sector, and this means that we will have a sustainable and green gas industry into the future. By the government committing to this, it's the commitment to our sector, and particularly the gas fitters, and the future for consumers to have a choice around the energy. We will be working with the LPG Association and other key parties to make sure that we've got our training aligned to these new fuel resources. But it is really exciting, and we're pleased the government has made that commitment. Final couple of things, if you weren't aware, on the 11th of March this year is World Plumbing Day. And it's really a chance to celebrate the industry and the great work that we do for all consumers across the country. We've partnered with Milwaukee, who's got some great tools in the market, and there's going to be some amazing prizes. So we'll start announcing how you can enter that, but I'm really looking forward to celebrating World Plumbing Day, so look forward to the marketing material that comes your way. So finally guys, look, it's a time for strain for businesses, particularly in relation to COVID, and it affects people in a different way. Please remember that you have the resource of Wellbeing on tap, and also Kiriyama, who's our wellbeing guy, who's there to help employees and staff as we deal with the pandemic and how that affects people personally in their day-to-day life. There's an 0800 number and there's some resources on the website, but please don't be scared to reach out if you need some help for your staff or your business alike. So finally, remember that we're moving into the red and it's phase 2. We highly recommend that you apply for your critical worker status and you lift your level of PPE. The other thing that I just wanted to touch on is make sure you're asking your consumers if they have a positive case or a close contact in their home before you go out and visit. Always good whether you're taking a phone call or an email communication to confirm that there is no close contacts or positive cases in the home. We're going to go through a bit of a rocky road in the next month while these numbers peak, but I think we've got some support tools in place for you. Look at the guidelines on our website, but most of all, please stay safe. Thank you.